Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It is Hot Wheels Tournament back with another Matchbox moving parts case review. And today we are here to talk about 2025 moving parts mix 2. And boy, is it a doozy. Typically, my feeling on moving parts, and particularly Mattel mixes early in the year, is that are pretty boring. That is not the case. We have an 8-car case. That is 8 for 8 on different models in the set. We have 3 new models we will take a look at. We have 2 fantastic returning castings. And then 3 models we'll start off with, well, yes, new and interesting colors, maybe not the most exciting castings themselves. So let's go ahead and talk about all 8. We're going to start with the returners. There's 5 of them. We'll then get to the 3 new models, which I know are going to be the talk of the town. But let's take a look at what's back. We began with the 2021 Fiat 500e, coming in a very classic shade of red. I believe this is its second appearance. We saw in 2023 in green, right? It made its debut. Now we get in red. Interesting thing, you see maybe a different idea with the wheels. They have 6 spokes on there, but they're all silver. These ones come with a silver trim and blacked out inside. So maybe a decision was made after they finalized the art to change the wheel. That's interesting. You never know with these sometimes. We have seen situations where there's a completely different wheel. You might see a 6-spoke and then the car comes with disc wheels. Super interesting when that happens. Anyways, popping it out of the packaging, which has become the new moving parts standard here. We'll give it a spin before we go ahead and take a look at it further in depth. The tiny Fiat 500. Let's see what it's got working for us today. We can see the 500 logo on the rear license plate here. We can also see the Fiat logo. We pop open the opening trunk, which unfortunately does not stay fully open. We can try, but it falls closed. We prefer that to stay open, but not the end of the world. We then get the rear taillights. Nothing really going on the side. This is a stock look. We get some headlights. We get the 500 logo and badging on the grille again. And there it is. That is the Fiat 500 in a nice, pretty little red. Maybe not the most exciting casting, but it's certainly well executed. It certainly captures the feel of the Fiat 500 and a very nice, stock, clean look. I like that a lot. My only complaint with this casting has been that trunk doesn't stay open. It falls back closed. But outside of that, I think they nail it in that red version. I think that's a very, very nice color for it. We follow that up with the Opal Mocha. I don't know how to say this model's name. I should have looked it up by now. And yet I just haven't. We saw this as a new model in 2024. It debuted towards the end of the year in green. And now we're going for another bright color here with blue. Again, just like the green version, getting some blacked out 10 spokes here. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Blue on that one was strong. Just ripped off the entire top part. All right. Pop it out of its blister. Here we are, the Opal Mocha in a very, very pretty blue here as we let it do its spin on the table. Let's take a look. Hello, there we go. All right, let's zoom in and focus up here. Some nice 10-spoke wheels. We come around to the rear. You can see very barely, I believe that says Opal. Pulling it out of the light. What? Oh, it says Mocha, not Mo. It's the Mocha, so it's the car name, not the brand name. But it's really tough to see against that blue. It looks like a ghost almost, the way it sits there. That's kind of crazy. You can see here some nice rear taillights down below here. Love to see that. That's great detail work to get those in. Some nice rear normal taillights along with the brake lights down below there. Coming around, we can see the modern SUVs use a lot of plastic around their fenders, around their bases. So that makes it really easy on the die-cast designers. They get to replace the actual die-cast metal with plastic fenders. No complaints there, I'm sure, from a cost perspective. That's accurate to the actual car, so can't complain about it here if you're going to complain about that. you're mad that it's accurate to the real life car, in which case go be mad at Opal. Coming around to the front, we get some nice grills, some nice badging, some nice headlights. Classic, another very stock look. You can see here, moving part is the hood. Love how that sits flush. Sometimes with these moving part hoods, this transition looks very awkward. It pops up. There's a weird like ding. You can tell this fits pretty seamlessly. That looks fantastic. And if we go ahead and we open up that hood, which is fighting me. Ooh. There it is. We'll see, and that stays open. We love to see that. We'll see right into the engine bay, which if we catch the right lighting, you can see all that detail in there. Looks absolutely fantastic. And if you're wondering, yes, that is tampoed. So we get front tampos, rear tampos, nothing on the side because it's a totally stock look. And then a beautiful tampoed grill or beautiful tampoed engine bay, which you love to see that detail, the realism. We follow that up with the Range Rover Evoke. This thing has been released a million times at this point. We see it every year. I don't really have much to say that I haven't said before. We've seen it in red, we've seen it in tan, we've seen it in white. We now get a nice British racing green color on it with the 10 spokes that I believe it's sported. Every single release has had these 10 spokes. Anyways, if we let this thing go for a spin real quick, we'll take a very quick look. But like I said, this is a solid casting. It's cool. It's unique. At this point, I believe it has the most releases in moving parts. It's been basically a model, I think, every year for the past 6 years. I don't think there's another car in the moving parts line. There's not. I know that for a fact that hasn't been released as many as this has. You can see the opening doors. We get some nice wingspan there. This is a beautiful color. This is probably, outside of the white release with black rims, this might be my favorite color. That British Racing Green is actually super nice. We do get front and rear deco, which you love to see. So yeah, I'm all for this one. It looks really, really good. It's really, really well executed, and that is probably the best we've ever seen this car look. All right. Two big names returning in terms of releases. Both were new models in 2024. Both were very well received. We begin with the 24 Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology, which technically may not have been a new model. I believe this debuted in the Matchbox Collector Series, but now we are getting it in a matte black color that looks awesome. Let's take a look at it. This is the first time I believe I've had a chance to open this model. I believe it was Mix 7 was the other release, and I have not had a chance to take a look at the Mix 7 release because I have not found all of them. But you can see matte black with some silver 10-spoke wheels. Let's put her down for a spin on the table. If we can get it to give us that camera angle, it likes to pop in and out. There we go. Nice focus. Wow, look at how good that thing looks. We see some rear tampos. We see some front tampos. Woo! What a pretty Mercedes. Let's get up close and personal with it. Zooming in, we'll go right for the moving part door, which is not going to be fun to open, I can tell you that. Probably using leverage on the side mirror and then prying open with my thumb. Yeah, that's the way to go about it. Use the side mirror leverage. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time getting your fingernails open to pry this thing open. Looks very, very good. We go around to the front. Fully detailed on the grille. Love that Mercedes badging. Those nice headlights that have that weird incision cert between them where it's like half a circle with a line. Kind of cool. Very, very unique look, but that looks great. Nice little sunroof action here. Get access to the interior, which looks like nothing because, well, it's a black interior to pair with the matte black. So not a lot of detail you get to see there. Maybe a different color interior in the future will reveal more. We come around to the rear. We see some taillights. We see some Mercedes badging. And yeah, that thing is a slam dunk home run. Matte black Mercedes. Woo, that thing is pretty. All right, keep on moving along. We follow up with the Toyota Prius Prime. This, of course, is the new generation Prius that we've seen. Matchbox actually done this one now twice in moving parts, but they've also done it in the main line. It was a new model in moving parts for 2024, debuted at the end of the year in red. And it debuted as a new model in 2025 for the main line in white. So you can find a dollar version as well as a moving parts version. This one coming with some silver 10 spokes, which look very similar to the wheel there. Very hard to tell that those are the dual 10 spokes, but some silver 10 spokes with a not boring shade of gray. I find that hard to believe. A lot of times I like to kind of dig at boring colors on cars. The Prius is one of those cars that I think the way they've marketed it, at least for the actual Toyota, it's very exciting. They've done a lot of like electric colors. I think you can buy it in this like crazy shade of like electric blue that looks really cool. They market in these fun colors. They've tried to make it a fun car, a cool car to buy, which has never been the case for Prius, and it's kind of worked. I really like the new Prius look. I think it's super cool, and despite maybe not a super cool color here, it looks really good and it works really well. The color doesn't jump at you, but it is very sleek and very just easy on the eyes, which you love to see as we get a fantastic side view of it there, right there. Let's get personal with it now. We'll start off on the top and just take a look at basically you can see we got some packaging debris here that we got to wipe off, but you get a full length sunroof that allows you to see basically into the entire car front to back, which is really, really cool. You catch the lighting, you see just how much we can see there. Come around to the side, we get some beautiful 10 spokes. We can see the headlights wrapping around, the taillights wrapping around. Pull it open, look at that. Let's take a look at the wingspan on this beauty with the opening doors. Go to the top, we can see just how wide that casting gets now that you have the opening doors. Come around for that front view. Look at that wingspan. Look at how beautiful. We'll talk about now the details we get. We get some nice headlights, the Toyota logo, the grille and badging. Lovely, lovely, lovely to see. If we go out to the rear, we can see some Prius badging, some taillights, the Toyota logo. Just fantastically executed. Looks really, really good. And just what a well-done Matchbox model. Matchbox, I really like the new Prius. I think it does look very cool. I think it is a very, they took a weird car. They took a car nobody liked. They made it fun. They made it look cool. And Matchbox has captured it perfectly here. They put it in a very appropriate color in my vision. And now we can see, or in my view, excuse me. And now we can see just this fantastic car that anybody should be very, very excited to add to the collection. The first time I found this set, there were 2 cars missing from it. I found 6 of the 8 models in this case. This was one of them. So maybe saying something about how popular this new Prius might be. All right, new models. That's what everyone wants to talk about. We're through the returners. We've got 3, and they're 3 very different cars. We've got a 2023 Toyota Sentry, we've got the Ford Maverick, and we've got the Lexus GX. We'll start with the Lexus, new for 2025. We got the Lexus LX 2 years ago, new in 2023. We got the massive white version. We then got it, I believe, in red last year? Or silver, excuse me. We got it in like a silver gray color. And now we get the GX in this just beautiful, beautiful tan. Let's take a look. What a nice little run for Toyota here. They get the new Prius, they get the new Sentry, or a re-release of the Prius, the new Sentry, and now the new Lexus, which maybe it's Lexus badging, but we all know that's just Toyota's premium brand. Let's take a look as we pop it out. Boom. God, this thing is massive. All right, let's take a look. So big it stopped the turntable. Get focused in and put her for a spin. This thing is an absolute unit. Maybe not height-wise, but you compare it to the Fiat. Look at how much longer this car is. Appropriate. It is a massive SUV, and we are getting a massive size to it. Let's take a look at the details. We come around to the side. We see that beautiful tan color. That is a fantastic color choice. The colors on the castings in this case absolutely pop. Maybe the thing I'm most excited about, the matte black the matte black wagon, the gray Prius looks great. This looks fantastic. We'll see the Ford Maverick in a great blue. We got blue on the Opal, red on the Fiat. This is a colorful, colorful bunch. We get that nice 6-spoke off-road tire that looks great. That thing is a timeless classic. Go to the top, we see a little bit of sunroof action. Love to see the side mirrors on the door as part of the moving part. Pull those open. Let's take a look. Significantly smaller doors, doesn't quite have the wingspan that the Prius we just looked at has, but we come around to the front, we'll still get a view of that. Bang! Love to see some side detailing. We get some trim on the bottom, we get tampos on the door handles, meaning we have 4 total sides. We have a rear, we have a front, and both sides. We come around to the rear, we see that Lexus badging with the Lexus logo on the license plate. You can see the Lexus badging in the lower right corner there. Again, some rear tail lights, nicely done. Come around to the front, that's the highlight, that's the money shot. Love to see a fully detailed grille, headlights, and the Lexus logo. Let's put her back on the table for a spin and take a look at her in all her glory with the moving parts, doors, and wingspan on display for all to see. Very well done. No complaints here. Proper size, proper weight. I mean, maybe could be a little bit bigger, but this is about as big as you're going to be able to get in 164. So I have no complaints. That thing is very well executed. Really no complaints across this entire set yet. Yeah, there may be some boring casting choices, but they're at least well executed, which is basically at the bare minimum what you can ask for is good execution. All right, 2023 Ford Maverick debuting in a beautiful blue with some 6-spokes. I believe this is the signature color for this car. Again, you see our new for 2025 logo. Let's pull it out. Maybe, not the most exciting for some. I'm very excited to see it. I think the Maverick's super cool. It occupies a very unique spot in the American car market where everything is about these big, massive pickup trucks now, and that's what people love. And I get them. They're massive. They look cool. They're not personally for me. They're not something I particularly care about. This is a car that basically operates the same role. It has the same bed size, the same bed length, yet it's smaller. That's the only difference. It's not super tall off the ground. It's not big and wide and bulky. It's a proper size pickup truck for what the bed length of the modern American pickup is. And yet it doesn't seem to be super popular, but you see them on the road sometimes. I think they're cool. I think they occupy a very unique space, and I'm glad to see them getting some love in diecast. It's very easy to go out and make them F-150s and the Toyota Tundras and the Chevy Silverados and put all the lift kits on them and make the Raptor and all that cool stuff. But how about some love for a great utility pickup? Let's go ahead and take a look. Appropriately, being the smaller pickup, they choose not to go with the off-road wheels here. We get some classic Matchbox 6-spokes. This is a much more street-style wheel. Very cool to see them make that decision. I appreciate that a lot. We come around to the top. We can see, I'm trying to see, do we get any deco on the top and the sides here? I believe those door handles are not tampoed. I thought they might be tampoed silver. They are not. So no side deco, completely plain. We come around to the rear, though. We see Maverick engraved into the tailgate there, Ford logo, latch to pull it down. Let's go ahead and do that. Ooh, it's fighting me. It's fighting me. There we go. Latch to pull it down. Now we've got a rear tailgate to open. Come around to the front. We've got headlights. We've got a grille. We've got the Ford logo. But the best part yet, it's got 2 moving parts. How often do we see a dual moving parts? Rear tailgates and hood open. We love to see that. That's fantastic. Only complaint on this one is going to be, you can see that engine bay is not detailed. We get all the plastic in there. Looks great, but we'd love to see some tampo work. We'd love to see a fully detailed engine bay. That's going to be a minor knock on it, but outside of that, it is a great size. It perfectly represents what the Maverick is. It is a small, mid-sized pickup. They don't go over the top. They don't do unneeded things like give it off-road tires. They don't try to make it look bigger than it is, because that's not what it is. It's a small utility pickup. It occupies a very unique space, and it looks very, very good here. Love this blue. It's beautiful. Only complaints, maybe a little more deco, whether it's on the engine or on the side, on the door handles, would look potentially really good. But that's minor stuff, I think, in my opinion, based on how well executed this model is. And the fact that we get 2 moving parts, because that is a rarity. All right, time for the finale. This is the car I'm most excited about. This is the 2023 Toyota Sentry. What a unique pick here from the Matchbox brand. Let's take a look. This thing just, ooh, it looks like they went all out with this thing, and I'm really, really excited to open it up because of that. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get to what will be my personal highlight, I believe, once it is all said and done. Bang! Behemoth 10-spoke wheels. My goodness. How good could this thing possibly be? Let's let it go for a spin. Take it in all its glory and all its luxury. Woo! Well, that was anticlimactic. There we go. Let it finish its spin, taking all the detail before we look at it up close and personal. That thing is glorious. All right, coming to the actual car itself, we get those 10-spoke wheels. We've seen them on a lot of castings in this release, which is fine by me. I think it's Matchbox's best wheel, bar none. Big thing here, you get a chrome base. So guess what? You get a chrome base. What does that mean? It means detailing all around on the side, on the front bumper, on the rear bumper. For a proper luxury car, you get that. When you set it down, you see that VUM, and boy, oh boy, does it look good. And then what really knocks this thing out of the park is the way they do the trim. This silver trim that is used to go all the way around the windows, all the way around the rear and the front fenders. They use it here to emphasize the door handles. Looks great. Even detailing here. What is that? Is that a toy? I believe that's a logo of some kind. Can't exactly tell what, but giving us detail on the side there. Money shot. Look at this front. Look at that grille. Look at those headlights. You get Sentry on the front license plate. Sorry, my hands are shaking so much. I'm so excited to open this thing. Coming around at the rear, you see the rear badging, the rear tail lights. You get a nice little spot for the license plate. Maybe you would like to see that tampoed with Sentry just like it is on the front. Don't know if they can do that because it's the plastic here. It's the VUM. I don't know how Tampa would work on that. And then money shot of the opening part. You can see some luggage in the rear. Nice to do that. Love to see that. Sometimes these rear opening trunks, it's like if there's nothing in there, it's anticlimactic. Sometimes there's variations. So you might have a dog. Obviously, you wouldn't want a dog in this one, but you might have luggage or tools or empty. You know, you can have variations of what's in there. This, it looks like somebody is packed for a nice weekend getaway. And one more time, let's get a money shot of it spinning around on the turntable in all of its glory. Just so beautifully detailed. Chrome base, chrome trim. It looks great. Matchbox went all out. This is an easy early contender for model of the year. It is so well done. It is so beautiful. I am ecstatic with this thing. So with that, we have 8 models. Let's go ahead and rank them 1 through 8. The Toyota Sentry is far and away 1. It's not a question. It's not even really remotely close. This is where it gets hard because there's a lot of cool stuff. I really like the Maverick. I really like the Lexus. I really like the Mercedes. I really like the Prius. And I'm actually going to go, I think I'm going to say, despite there being 2 models, the Prius is 2 and the Benz is, actually we'll go Benz 2. The matte black is just so sweet. I think the Benz in this matte black looks really, really good. I think the Prius, even though, on paper, gray isn't the most exciting color, it really pops here. We're then going to go the Lexus at 4. I'm going to say the Maverick goes at 5. It's close. The Lexus could be a little bigger. I think the Maverick might be the better executed casting. I just wish the Maverick had a fully detailed engine bay. And look, the thing is with these 5 are all instant additions to the collection. No question that these things are going to be in my collection for the rest of time. They're all fantastically executed. They're all cool cars in their own right, in their own spaces that they occupy within the car world. They're all executed fantastically. Now, the Sentry is above and beyond, but the next 4 all have fantastic qualities. So these 5 are great. We'll then go the Range Rover at 6. That British Racing Green is good. We're going to go the Opal at 7. I think it's just slightly more exciting than the Fiat, which still boasts a pretty beautiful red on it. But that is a look at Matchbox Moving Parts Mix 2. All 8 castings, 5 returning castings, 3 new castings. Let me know what you're most excited to see. I'll stick around for another video at some point in the future. That's all for now. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.